everyone, I hope y'all are having a great day, and today I want to share some of my most anticipated releases of 2015. Oh my god, it's 2015. Oh my god, that means this autumn I'm gonna have to do college applications. I'm okay. Okay, so my list is going to be short-ish. It's like 7 books, and it's not that I'm only excited about 7 books that are being released this year. What qualifies as a most anticipated release for me is a book that I'll likely purchase just as it is released, which is something I very, very rarely do. The last time I bought books just as they were released was when I bought Island the Happily Ever After and The Blood of Olympus, both of which were actually conclusions to series that I've been following for a really long time. So yeah, buying books just as they're released isn't something that I do that frequently, and even the books that are on my list I might not buy just as they're released. First I want to start with, I guess, like honorable mentions, books that I am excited for but I probably won't buy for a while. Gail Forman's new book is being released this January. It's called I Was Here. I'll probably get to that sometime later this year, maybe, but not ASAP. Also, Ali Carter's new book, All Fall Down, the first book in the Embassy Row series, comes out this January as well, but I probably won't get to that either. And then I want to mention The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. That book comes out in August, and it sounds so freaking good, but knowing me, I probably won't get to it till like next year. Okay, so now let's get to my actual list that has books that I might likely buy. I'm going to mention them in chronological order by their expected publication date as of early January. Okay. The first book on my list is The Winner's Crime by Marie Rutkoski. This comes out March 3rd. It's the sequel to one of my favorite books of 2014, which was The Winner's Curse. If you don't know, The Winner's Curse is about a girl named Kestrel who's the daughter of an important military general, and she accidentally buys a slave at a slave auction. This book is centered around Kestrel's relationship with her slave as well as the political turmoil that's about to erupt. I really loved this book, and the ending just makes me want to get on my knees and beg for the sequel. Okay, the next book is actually a debut, which is unusual for me because, as I said before, I usually only immediately buy books if it's a part of a series that I've been reading, but this book just sounds so freaking good. It's called An Ember in the Ashes, and it's by a woman named Sabaa Tahir. Yikes, I don't know how to pronounce anything. An Ember in the Ashes is about a girl who goes undercover at a military academy, and then at the military academy there's this guy who's like the top soldier, but he doesn't really want to be a soldier or something like that. This book sounds so good, and it's gotten so much hype. Like, the movie rights have already been optioned for a 7-figure deal. Seven figures. That's a lot. So I have such high expectations for this book, and if it doesn't meet them, I'm probably going to have a really bitter opinion about it. The next book I want to mention that I have a high probability of buying just as it's released is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in Sarah J. Maas's new fantasy series, and it's kind of a mix between Beauty and the Beast and fairy folklore. I know a lot of people on BookTube don't really like fae books, but I like fae books. Actually, I have a fae series recommendation for you guys if you want to read fae books. It's called the Iron Fae series by Julie Kagawa, and it's really popular in the blogosphere, but I haven't really heard anybody on BookTube talk about it. And the first book in the series is bleh, but then it gets better, and that third book in the series is so freaking good. It makes everything worth it. But anyway, I'm excited for A Court of Thorns and Roses because I love fae, I love fairy tale retellings, I love Sarah J. Maas, although I'm a little bit scared because this is the first book in the series, and the first book in the Throne of Glass series left a little bit to be desired. But then again, her books get better with each publication, so maybe this is gonna be the best book yet. The next book I'm really excited for is by an author that I haven't read, which again is unusual. It's called The Wrath and the Dawn. This book is by Renee Audier, ? Pronunciation skills very limited. This book comes out on May 12th, and it's another YA fantasy. My list is all about the fantasy. This book is loosely based on or inspired by 1001 Nights, which is super exciting. It's about this 18-year-old caliph who takes in a new bride every night just to have them executed in the morning, and this one girl volunteers to be his bride, and she has this plan to murder him because he killed her best friend, something like that. But then it turns out there's more to him than meets the eye. I'm gonna take a guess and say he probably didn't kill him. Who knows? But it sounds so good and refreshing. I haven't really heard about many retellings of 1001 Nights, so That's good. The next book on my list is another Sarah J. Maas book, and you probably know what it is. It's Throne of Glass, book number 4. It's yet to be titled. It does have the tentative publication date of September 1st. Like the rest of the books on this list, honestly, it's a big maybe. I might not buy it just as it's released because I still haven't even purchased Heir of Fire, even though I really, really love that book to pieces. I'm really bad at buying books just as they're released. But Heir of Fire was so freaking good. I'm so excited to see where the series goes from there. I really wish it had a title though. The next book I want to mention is Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan, which is the first book in his Norse mythology series, which follows Magnus Chase, who, as you might have guessed, is related to the Bay Annabeth Chase. Sword of Summer comes out October 6th, and I'm a little bit scared about this new series because I don't know anything about Norse mythology. See, when I went into Percy Jackson as an elementary schooler, I knew a lot about Greek mythology, so I loved the way it was incorporated in the story. But then when I read the Egyptian mythology series, I only read the first book. The Red Pyramid, I didn't know anything about Egyptian mythology, and I wasn't really feeling it. And I don't know if I didn't like the Red Pyramid because it wasn't the same caliber as the rest of Rick Riordan's books, or if it was because I didn't know anything about the mythology. So I'm scared that I won't like Sword of Summer as much as I'm hoping to because I don't know anything about Norse mythology, but it's Rick Riordan. And finally, the last book I want to mention is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I'm still unsure if this is like an actual thing that's happening because it is so awesome and shocking and unprecedented really in the publishing industry. Like, what? She's basically publishing a fanfiction that was already in one of her other books. Wow, what? That's crazy. If this is a real thing that's happening, apparently it's coming out on October 6th. Rainbow Rowell is life. We don't joke about new Rainbow Rowell books, okay? But yeah, I think that's it for me. Those are the books that I'm so excited for. I might buy just as they're out. Let me know in the comments what books you're most excited for. Oh, I forgot, Brandon Sanderson is releasing a new Mistborn book, right? And I probably will be caught up with the series when Shadows of Self comes out. Is that what it's called? Shadows of Self? I don't know. So yeah, I'll probably jump on that too because it's Brandon Sanderson and it's a series that I've been following. But anyway, let me know in the comments what books you're excited for. Maybe tell me why you're excited for them so I can be excited too. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and happy reading. Goodbye!